Hello, welcome to your workout. Today we're doing something unique and different for us. We're going to do it all in standing. Grab a countertop or a sturdy chair back for balance, but also for control. Sometimes I like to just grab onto the chair so I can really focus on what my body's doing, as opposed to just trying to stand up and not feel like I'm going to fall over. So do what you need to. I'm still a little tight and congested, just tight. So I'm going to keep the music a little low. We'll see what it gets us. My goal though is to work on postural muscle strength as well as hip mobility. I've been watching the bakery. A lot of people kind of shuffling and not getting their balance right. So I want to work on our strengtheners. Come up with me. So stand with me, hips width distance apart. Look down at the ground. See where your feet are. Are they under your hips or are they really close, tightrope? A lot of people think that they are standing that way, but then when you look down, they're tightrope lock. That will damage the balance in yourself, as well as that's not what we're after right now. Standing tall, if you can, lift your toes up. Slowly spread them wide and then place them down again. I want you to lift your inner arch just a little actively of your feet. This might throw off your balance, so be careful. Grip the ground, your toes onto the ground, and then relax them. Grip and relax. And get some active movement. Use the ground as the resistance. If you're wearing shoes, shoes are absolutely fine. Hopefully you have enough wiggle room in your toes, the toe box of the shoe, or you might need new shoes. Okay, let's stop there. Bend your knees just a little bit. Belly into spine. Now, especially women, we have a tendency, I don't know, I'm not a man, maybe men do it too, of not using our pelvic floor muscles to lift up all of our insides up back where they belong. So I'm going to call it your elevator. Lift your elevator. And then get rid of that round. If your shoulders are rounded like me, bring them up towards your ears, around, and then down. We're going to try to hold this. So belly's in the spine, elevators lifted, shoulders are back and down. Take your chin out and slide it all the way back. I want it not your chin down or your chin tilted up, just slightly. Holding this position, let's keep our hands on our hips, one hand, the counter. I don't know why, I'm just blabbing. And let's lift up one heel and back down. In my head is what I was thinking is I'm going to keep here. I want to see, can I lift up a heel without doing an incredible weight shift? My standing leg has a bend in it. I need the bend to make sure that I am putting the weight on my legs and using the leg muscles as opposed to just going bone on bone type thing, is if you can lock out your knees or over hyperextend them. So what's our back looking like? Are we in a giant arch? Can we control the arch either with tighter stomach muscles or a little bit deeper bend? Remember, you have your chair, you have your counter. If your thighs are tired, by all means obviously sit down, or just stand tall and wait for a minute. Keeping this position, I'm going to hold on now. This is where I say it's okay to hold. I'm trying to keep my hips from jutting out now. So I'm bending my knees, holding on. Can I slide forward and back underneath me? Now obviously the goal is, if you don't use an assistive device, a cane or walker, can you do it? Or are you kind of all over the place, right? Go the speed that makes it good for you. Belly into spine, lift your elevator. See, can you do it without pulling your hip too far out? A weight shift is obviously needed. And back, and let's go the other side. Reset. Now, try to hold that in place, come out and back. I've been actively trying for myself. I'm having hip pain. And I realize I'm not really putting a lot of weight on the leg, one leg. I'm walking, but I realize it's my hip. If I stand, I jut my hip out a little. So I'm doing my body an injustice. And that's also, not only am I watching people waddle back and forth in the bakery area, but I'm realizing I have to make a conscious effort to stand well. How are you doing? Good, last one. And let's just kind of wiggle in place, right? It's a lot of work. Get back to when you can, hips width distance apart, belly into spine, knees bent a little, elevator lifted. We're not going to spend lots and lots of like our 30 minutes because we are using a lot of thigh muscle. So belly's in the spine. Can you go up higher as if you're getting ready to take a step forward and back down? What's happening in your hips? Are you holding it? Do you have the control to do it? Or do you feel like you're shuffling? Can you lift? I'm thinking lifting 5-6 inches off the ground. You can't see my ground because I don't want to chop off my head. Go nice and slowly. Last one, and then let's swap legs. Belly into spine, shoulders back. No tilt in the chin, but push it back. The supported knee is bent a little bit, which is abnormal for walking. But in this case, I want that bend. I do usually preach for a whole step through. You need that straight leg and then to the bend. But this is kind of different because we're really focused on hip. How are you doing? I hope well. Make sure you breathe. Last one. And come on back up. Whew, and then shake it out, huh? Staying hips width distance. We're going to give our thighs a break for a second. So keep just a slight bend, but not a supportive bend in your knees. Just don't lock out your knees. Let's bring our hips sideways and then sideways. So let's try to get our shoulders not to move, belly into spine, elevator lifted, and let's see if we could get our hips over, 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 over. In the chair, we often do it, right, with just the shoulders and our hips are stable. Let's see that work the other side. Belly into spine, it's an incredibly good lower stomach workout. Going side to side. Make sure you breathe. Good. Let's stop in 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, killer, killer, killer. Doing again, slight bend in your legs, just don't lock them out. Let's bring our pelvis forward, out to the side, back, side, forward, outside, back. You could stay with distinct motion, or you could round it as if you were doing a hula hoop. See, can you hit all parts of the circle? So really focus. Generally, people can get to like 3/4 and then they flatten out their circle. See if you can get around the whole diameter. Circumference. Circumference of the circle. I did not say diameter. My mathematician daughter would be crying. Although she never watches my video, so. Okay, let's change. When we get to the front, let's go front, other side, back, other side, front, side, back. And again, you could stay the distinct quadrants, or you could roll it out. This is incredible lower stomach motion today. I was doing hip things in my head. Let's change it again in 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. So how I'm shaking, this is a belly dancing thing. It's a knee bent and the other straight. Bend straight, bend straight. I haven't done that since belly dancing class. It looks really cool, makes it sound with that thing. With the skirt, with that thing with the coins. Okay, so focusing on our exercises. Keep our toes pointed forward at all times. Hold on if you need to. I'm going to take this one closest to the chair side as my standing leg. It's bent just a little bit. Putting the weight on this leg though, trying not to throw my hip out. I'm sliding my foot out to the side and back. I want my toes to be straight or even pointed at an angle a little bit inward so that I'm using the correct muscles of my hip. We're not going to stay in this too long. And let's change it in 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. Reset yourself. We're going to go the other way now. So this is my standing leg. I'm bending it a little. I've looked down to see if your toes are all pointed forward. I would like now to not shut out this hip, so we're going to hold it. Let's go out and back in. My toes are pointed forward or even kind of pointed in toward the other foot. Is being pigeon-toed, is that an okay term still? I never know what's politically correct and not. My kids are trying really hard to teach me, but it seems like the more I say, the more they go, oh, you can't say that anymore. Do you ever feel that way? Let's change it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, and shake it out. They didn't teach me the noise in Middle Eastern dance. So I'm facing this way so you could see the next move. So looking down, feet or hips width distance apart. I want to not go, I don't have a huge arch in my spine, but let's pretend that I'm arching my spine. I want to tuck a little bit belly into spine, feeling to support it. Lift your elevator muscles. Where I have to worry is I flatten my curve out too much. So we don't want a flat curve here. We want just a little bit of a curve because that's the normal. We want shoulders away from ears, down our back, heads tucked in, shifting weight onto the standing leg. I'm going to make the front leg move so you could see. I'm now sliding back and forward. My standing leg has a little bit of a knee bend, and my moving leg has a knee bend, so because my toes are getting in the way. You could do it with the knee bend, or you could go straight out. I just like to be right here. Good. Change it in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Shake it out. And then let's go the other side. So obviously you don't have to be changing around, right? Let's just make sure though that you've reset your feet. They're pointed forward, hips width distance apart, belly into spine, elevator parts lifted, shoulders back, chin back. Bend the standing leg just a little and then slide out the other one. As you slide out though, I want you to keep the control here and no like sitting into that hip of the standing leg. We're going to change it in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Let's do a little balance, shall we? My throat's holding. My legs are kind of holding. I'm feeling it. Maybe you're feeling it too. I don't know. Belly into spine. Hold the hips solid. Don't move them either way. Hold on if you need. Bend the standing leg just a hair. Lift a leg up as high as hip height or lower. Flex your foot to your head. See if you could stand in that. That's like going up a step. If you know how like some places don't have handrails or something, you need a chunk of balance to go up and down steps. Good. See if you can hold it. For those that want to go on, you can reach underneath your foot, hold it, or you can extend your leg and hold it. Today, clearly, I am on this. And we're going to come back down in 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, I had to count fast because I was crashing. Okay, reset yourself. Toes pointed forward, hips are solid, little bend in the knee. Lift your knee towards your hip height. It's up to you, it's your workout. Flex your foot towards your head though, and see if you can hold it. You can hold here, you could come down and intertwine your hands under your foot, or you could extend your leg. It's your workout. Whoa. The other thought would be, because I live in Southern California, we have a lot of earthquakes. If you want to really test your balance, close your eyes, because it seems like the earthquakes are never convenient when the light switches are on, right? So this is a good way to check your ankle, your hip, practice your proprioceptive system. Let's come down in 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Let's finish with a stretch out. I'm standing facing my chair, holding on well. My belly button's in the spine, my elevator is lifted. I want to step out with the goal to hinge at the hips until I feel a nice stretch in my calf, my back. I'm going to step a little further backwards to feel the stretches. See if you could flatten out your back. If you have good balance or good blood pressure, solid blood pressure, or a lot more flexibility than I do, obviously you could do a standing down, or you could put your foot on the chair. It's your workout. We're just going to hold for another about 10 breaths. 9, 8, 7, 6. Let yourself sink further. 4 breaths. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. And 1 breath. Bring yourself up, walk yourself in, settle in. Make sure that you're not lightheaded. Standing up tall again, I want one leg back and one leg forward. Make sure again you're not tightrope walking. Let's keep our heels on the ground. Lean your hips forward, belly into spine so you're not overarching. Bend the front knee a little, feel the calf stretch in the back. You could stay with the straight back knee, or you could bend and straighten it. We're going to hold this one, and then we're going to swap to the other leg. Well, how about tucking your chin in, shoulders back? Good. Let's change in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. I'm swapping. Obviously, you don't have to. I'm stand tall again. Bring your feet, hips width distance apart, and then steps directly back. Both heels on the ground. Toes are pointed forward. Belly into spine, so you're not in an overarch. Lift your elevator. Do your shoulders back, your chin back. Hold there. Straighten the back knee. If you would rather now go bend and straighten the back knee, that's absolutely fine. It's your finish of your workout. How are you doing? Good. Let's change in 4, 3, 2, 1. And climb yourself back up and just stand for a second. Take the second to just stand tall, feet hips width distance apart. In this case, it doesn't matter where your toes are. It's up to how your hips were set as a newborn. Belly into spine, those important. Lifting your elevator. Shoulders away and down from your ears. Chin is back as far as it can go. Take some time to thank yourself for being in your workout, in better health. The more that we work on our hip strength, the safer we will be. I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for your time. From my open heart to yours, namaste.